tell you more on the Benjamin Sesko situation, guys, is that, just to be clear, many questions on the player deciding. The player will take some days to decide. Sesko is not deciding today. I think Sesko is not deciding tomorrow, Thursday. So probably will take some more days to meet with his family, to meet with his agent, to meet with people close to him and make the best decision possible for his future. So this is the situation of Sesko. Decide about what? Newcastle, I keep telling you since last week. Now Newcastle, Sesko is everywhere. But I keep telling you since last week that Newcastle are prepared to pay what it takes to Red Bull Leipzig and to Benjamin Sesko. Contract terms, salary, commission, transfer fee, whatever. Newcastle are ready to go for Benjamin Sesko any moment. This depends on the player, what the player wants to do. On the other side, Manchester United. Manchester United are in contact with Benjamin Sesko's camp since the end of last week. And Manchester United are in contact also with Red Bull Leipzig. So Man United spoke to both of them. Christopher Vivel, remember what I told you guys in a video here yesterday. Now, this story is everywhere, but yesterday here on the channel I was telling you, Christopher Vivel is the name to remember. Christopher Vivel is a director of Manchester United who used to work at Red Bull Group. Then he went to Chelsea for some time and then to Manchester United. Christopher Vivel has very good relationship with Red Bull Group and knows Sesko very well. So what happened is that Christopher Vivel is working actively, helping with this deal. Man United are in contact with Leipzig. What I can add to you to this story, in contact with Leipzig and in contact with the player camp, is that Manchester United are also showing Leipzig the opportunity to maybe include a player into the deal for Benjamin Sesko. Then we have to see if these players eventually could be open to go to Leipzig because they don't play European football for the first time in many years. So I don't think it's going to be easy to include a player in this deal. But it is showing how Manchester United are really trying to do business for Benjamin Sesko. So what happened in terms of strikers is that Manchester United last week spoke to Aston Villa for Dibu Martinez, and Aston Villa said, forget about loan, permanent, 35, 40 millions or nothing. And then spoke about Ollie Watkins, but the answer from Monchi and Damien Vidagani at Aston Villa was quite clear. They told Manchester United that they don't want to sell the player. So Watkins remains one of the players in Manchester United thoughts, but Aston Villa don't want to sell the player. So it's going to be a very difficult one. For Benjamin Sesko is different, because Sesko can leave, and Manchester United are trying to understand how they can really make the deal happen. So while Newcastle are ready to go and close the deal any moment if the player calls and says, okay, I'm coming, at the same time, Manchester United are trying to find a solution. And Manchester United are working on it. They spoke to Red Bull Leipzig already 2 days ago. Christopher Vivel, as I told you yesterday, is working on this story. But also the opportunity to include some players. For example, one of the names, dream targets for Red Bull Leipzig could be Rasmus Højlund. But let me say that at the moment, from player side, I always told you the player would love to stay at Manchester United. The player is not entertaining any negotiation with other clubs at this stage. So the situation is quiet. But this is showing how Man United and Leipzig are talking about eventual solutions for the Benjamin Sesko deal. For Ollie Watkins, remains an appreciated, very appreciated solution, but Aston Villa don't want to sell the player. Aston Villa closed their doors last week. So that's the situation for Man United striker as of today. Then we have to see what Sesko decides to do, and it's not going to be today. And from what I heard, it's not going to be also tomorrow. It's going to take some days before Sesko says, okay, this is the project I want, I've decided. Not too many days, I don't expect a very long saga. But in the next days, Benjamin Sesko will meet with his family, with his agent, consider all the elements of this project, and then decide. With Manchester United really trying, and with Newcastle ready.